Are you risking hundreds or even thousands of dollars in fines without even knowing it? Most RVers unknowingly break a few of these lesser-known laws, and you could be one of them. From parking violations to towing mishaps, we're exposing the 12 RV laws that could drain your wallet. Let's get rolling, because missing this info could cost you big time. Respecting your RV's weight limits is crucial for safety on the road. Your RV's gross vehicle weight rating, GVWR, represents the maximum weight it can safely carry when fully loaded with people, belongings, water, and fuel. You can find your GVWR on a label inside your RV or in your owner's manual. This number varies widely by RV type. Smaller travel trailers might have a 7,000-pound limit, while large Class A motorhomes can handle over 30,000 pounds. Exceeding your GVWR creates dangerous conditions. Overloaded RVs experience increased stress on brakes, suspension, and tires, which can lead to mechanical failures at critical moments. Insurance companies may deny claims if your overloaded RV is involved in an accident. Additionally, you could face fines between $100 and $1,000 if caught exceeding weight limits. To verify your RV's weight, visit a CAT scale at a truck stop with your fully loaded vehicle. The scale provides axle weights that you can compare to your specified limits. To stay within safe parameters, focus on packing only essentials and distribute weight evenly throughout your RV. Consider upgrading suspension components if you regularly carry heavy loads, but remember that modifications don't increase your official GVWR. Make weighing your RV a regular practice, especially after adding new equipment. By respecting weight limits, you'll enjoy safer travels, avoid costly repairs, prevent legal penalties, and extend the life of your RV. Exceeding your vehicle's towing capacity isn't just risky, it's against the law. Your towing capacity represents the maximum weight your vehicle can safely pull, determined by factors including engine power, transmission, axle ratio, and braking capabilities. This critical information is found in your owner's manual or on the driver's door jamb. Different vehicles offer vastly different capacities. A half-ton pickup like an F-150 might tow between 5,000 and 13,000 pounds, while a 3/4-ton truck can handle up to 20,000 pounds. Pushing beyond these limits strains your engine, transmission, and frame, potentially causing catastrophic mechanical failures when you need reliability most. Law enforcement takes towing violations seriously, with fines ranging from $250 to $2,000. Worse, exceeding capacity during an accident could void your insurance coverage, leaving you financially vulnerable regardless of fault. To tow safely, understand your gross combined weight rating, the total allowable weight of your vehicle and trailer combined. Maintain proper tongue weight, 10 to 15% of trailer weight, and respect your vehicle's payload capacity. Prioritize safety by weighing your fully loaded trailer, using a weight distribution hitch to improve stability, installing a brake controller for heavier loads, and performing pre-trip inspections of all towing components. Many RVers mistakenly believe they can park overnight anywhere, but numerous states and cities now ban overnight RV parking in Walmart lots, rest areas, and on public streets. These restrictions exist to prevent loitering, reduce congestion, and address community safety concerns, particularly after issues with extended stays prompted complaints from local businesses and residents. Violating these ordinances carries serious consequences. Fines typically range from $50 to $500, and authorities may tow your RV, resulting in fees exceeding $1,000. Repeat offenders could face misdemeanor charges or area bans. Regulations vary widely by location. California strictly enforces urban parking rules, with many Walmarts prohibiting overnight stays. Florida limits rest stop parking to 3 to 4 hours with no camping allowed. New York City completely prohibits overnight RV street parking. Texas permits up to 24 hours at many rest areas, though local regulations may differ. To avoid problems, research local rules before arrival, always request permission even if other RVs are present, and use apps like Allstays or RV Parky to find legal options. When parking is permitted, be considerate by minimizing noise, not extending slide-outs and leaving no trace. Practicing good etiquette helps prevent future bans and keeps the RV community welcome. Your travel experience stays positive when you respect local parking regulations and plan accommodations in advance. Excessive noise from RV generators is a leading source of complaints at campgrounds and parks nationwide. Most locations now enforce specific noise ordinances to maintain tranquility, especially during designated quiet hours. Failure to comply with these regulations can result in fines, eviction from your campsite, or even permanent banning from the facility. Most campgrounds establish quiet hours from 10 p.m. to 6 a.m. when generator use is prohibited. Many also enforce decibel limits between 60 and 75 decibels. National parks strictly enforce these quiet hours, while state parks typically follow local noise ordinances. Private campgrounds vary widely in their policies. Some permit quiet generators, while others ban them completely. Violating these rules can lead to fines ranging from $50 to $300, with penalties increasing for repeat offenders. Park rangers may issue warnings before taking more serious action, but persistent violations won't be tolerated. To minimize noise disruption, consider investing in an inverter generator that operates at 50 to 60 decibels, like the Honda EU 2200i or Yamaha EF 2000IS. Position your generator strategically behind your RV, use sound dampening enclosures, and charge your devices during daytime hours to avoid nighttime operation. Being considerate of fellow campers by communicating your generator use plans, positioning equipment thoughtfully, and monitoring noise levels helps maintain harmony at campgrounds while ensuring you avoid penalties for noise violations. Size restrictions for RVs are a critical consideration when planning trips through national parks, scenic byways, and historic cities. These limitations exist to ensure road safety and protect delicate infrastructure that wasn't designed for today's larger recreational vehicles. Ignoring these restrictions can result in substantial fines, forced detours, or becoming dangerously stuck. Many roads in mountainous regions and historic areas feature narrow lanes, tight turns, and low clearances that large vehicles simply cannot navigate safely. National parks implement restrictions to balance visitor access with environmental protection. Size limits vary significantly by location. In Zion National Park, vehicles exceeding 40 feet in length or 13 feet in height require paid escorts through the Zion Mount Carmel Tunnel. Glacier National Park's famous Going to the Sun Road prohibits vehicles longer than 21 feet or wider than 8 feet. California's Scenic Highway 1 presents challenges for large RVs between San Simeon and Carmel, while New York City's 30-foot length limits effectively ban full-size motorhomes from most areas. Penalties for violations range from $100 to $1,000, and you may be forced to turn around, wasting valuable time and fuel. To avoid problems, use RV-specific GPS applications like RV Life or Copilot RV, verify restrictions on official websites, contact ranger stations directly, plan alternative routes, and watch carefully for restriction signs. Remember that accessories like bike racks and towed vehicles add to your overall length. When facing tight spaces, practice your backing skills, scout difficult sections on foot first, and consider traveling during less congested periods. With proper planning and the right navigation tools, you can enjoy a smooth journey while avoiding restricted areas. Illegal dumping of RV gray and black water ranks among the most severely punished violations for recreational vehicle owners. Disposing of waste anywhere except designated dump stations is both environmentally destructive and strictly prohibited. Such actions can trigger substantial fines, legal action, and harm the entire RV community's standing. RV waste poses serious environmental threats. Black water from toilets contains harmful bacteria that can contaminate drinking sources and spread disease. Gray water from sinks and showers carries soaps and food particles that damage natural ecosystems and disrupt aquatic habitats. Penalties reflect the seriousness of these violations. On federal lands like national parks, fines range from $500 to $5,000, with potential imprisonment for repeat offenders. California state penalties can reach $10,000, while local jurisdictions typically impose fines between $100 and $1,000 per incident. Beyond fines, violators face immediate eviction from campgrounds, permanent banning from properties, revoked memberships in RV organizations, and potential insurance complications. To maintain compliance, use apps like SaniDumps or Campendium to locate proper dump stations, verify campground facilities before arrival, consider portable waste tanks for sites without services, and regularly inspect your system for leaks. When dumping, follow proper procedures. Flush your black tank first, then gray water to clean the hose, rinse the area thoroughly, and adhere to local chemical treatment requirements. If caught dumping illegally, respond with honesty and cooperation, as argumentative behavior typically escalates penalties. Responsible waste disposal protects our environment, preserves public access to natural areas, and maintains the RV lifestyle's sustainability for all enthusiasts. Propane's classification as a hazardous material due to its flammability subjects it to strict regulations in confined spaces like tunnels and ferries. In these environments, even small propane leaks create significant explosion and fire risks, leading authorities to implement and enforce safety measures, particularly after incidents involving propane in enclosed areas. Tunnels present special hazards because their limited ventilation can allow gas to accumulate quickly. Similarly, ferries restrict propane to prevent dangerous gas buildup during water crossings. Numerous major transportation routes enforce propane restrictions. The Baltimore Harbor Tunnel and New York's Holland Tunnel completely prohibit propane. Boston's Sumner and Callahan tunnels maintain similar restrictions. Virginia's Chesapeake Bay Bridge Tunnel requires propane tanks to be turned off and verified before crossing. Ferry systems in Washington, New York, and California typically mandate that propane tanks be shut off and tagged prior to boarding. Violating these regulations can result in fines between $100 and $1,000, or even being denied passage entirely. To maintain compliance, research local restrictions before planning your route, turn off propane tanks before entering restricted areas, ensure all valves are securely closed, consider posting a propane turned off notice, and be prepared for possible inspections at checkpoints. If you inadvertently leave propane on in a restricted area, safely pull over if possible, notify operators immediately, and honestly follow any instructions provided. When planning routes, consider alternatives like open bridges or different tunnels that may have fewer restrictions when propane management is challenging. These regulations exist to protect everyone's safety in confined spaces. Compliance is essential for incident-free travel. Properly securing items inside your RV is a critical safety measure that many travelers overlook. During sudden stops, sharp turns, or collisions, unsecured objects become dangerous projectiles that can cause serious injuries and property damage. In some states, driving with loose cargo can even result in substantial fines. The physics behind this danger is straightforward but alarming. Objects in motion maintain their speed during a sudden stop. A 5-pound item traveling at 30 miles per hour generates 150 pounds of force on impact, while a 20-pound object at 50 miles per hour hits with a devastating 1,000 pounds of force. Several states have enacted laws against unsecured loads, with penalties ranging from $100 to $500. California imposes fines up to $1,000. Florida charges up to $500, and Washington issues $216 penalties for violations. If loose items cause injuries, you could face additional liability. Common hazards include kitchenware, electronics, storage containers, camping equipment, personal belongings, and even unrestrained pets. To minimize these risks, use cargo nets and bungee cords, install non-slip cabinet liners, upgrade to heavy-duty latches, anchor large items with tie-down straps, position heavy objects low and centrally, secure electronics with Velcro strips, and use proper pet restraints. Before departure, perform a thorough safety check of all cabinets, loose items, floor areas, appliances, and living spaces. Wrap fragile items in protective padding, reorganize your setup after extended stops, and consider test stops to identify shifting objects. If an accident occurs, prioritize checking for injuries, document any damage, cooperate with authorities, and understand that unsecured items may affect insurance claims. This simple precaution protects both your belongings and everyone's safety during your travels. Parking violations at campgrounds occur more frequently than most RVers realize, potentially transforming a peaceful vacation into a stressful experience. These infractions, including parking outside designated areas, blocking access roads, or disregarding campground signage, can result in fines, vehicle towing, or campground bans. Campground parking regulations serve critical safety and accessibility purposes. The often narrow roads within these facilities mean improperly parked RVs can prevent emergency vehicle access or block other campers from reaching their sites. Additionally, parking on unpaved areas can damage the natural landscape and create hazardous conditions during wet weather. Common violations include parking off designated pads, obstructing access roads, extending slide-outs into neighboring spaces, using unreserved spots, occupying multiple sites simultaneously, and parking unauthorized vehicles. Each of these infractions risks penalties. The consequences vary by location, but typically include fines ranging from $50 to $250 per violation. More serious infractions can lead to towing, costing $100 to $500 in fees, immediate eviction without refund, or even permanent banning from the facility for repeat offenders. To avoid these issues, carefully read all campground regulations upon arrival, plan to reach your destination during daylight hours, know your RV's dimensions including extended slide-outs, consult camp hosts when uncertain, park completely within your designated space, display required permits, and respect vehicle limits for your site. If you receive a violation notice, address it immediately by complying with requests to move your vehicle, communicating respectfully with campground staff, and properly documenting any disputes. By practicing considerate parking, including proper backing techniques, using wheel chocks, checking alignment within boundaries, and respecting neighboring spaces, you'll help ensure everyone enjoys a safe, pleasant camping experience while avoiding costly penalties. Traveling with pets in your RV creates wonderful memories, but requires important safety precautions. Many RV owners don't realize that allowing pets to roam freely inside moving vehicles is both dangerous and illegal in several states. Unsecured pets can cause accidents by distracting drivers or becoming projectiles during sudden stops. A 20-pound dog in a collision at 50 miles per hour can exert 1,000 pounds of force, potentially causing serious injury. Unrestrained pets may also escape through broken windows after accidents or hinder rescue efforts. Legal consequences vary by state but can be severe. New Jersey imposes fines up to $1,000, while Hawaii prohibits driving with pets on your lap. Connecticut, Maine, and Rhode Island all have specific pet restraint laws with substantial penalties. Insurance companies may even deny claims involving unsecured pets. For safe travel, use crash-tested harnesses attached to seatbelts, secured crates like gunner kennels, pet barriers for rear areas, or specialized pet safety seats. A monitoring camera allows you to watch your pet without taking your eyes off the road. Take frequent breaks for exercise and bathroom needs, maintain appropriate temperature control, and carry a pet emergency kit. Watch for signs of travel stress such as excessive panting, restlessness, drooling, or unusual vocalization. Never hold pets on your lap while driving. Allow them to stick their heads out windows or leave them unsecured in towed trailers. Properly restraining your pets isn't just about avoiding tickets. It's about protecting your beloved companions and ensuring everyone's safety on the road. Driving with RV slide-outs extended ranks among the most hazardous and illegal practices for recreational vehicle owners. Though some newer models permit limited movement with partially extended slide-outs, this practice remains unsafe and unlawful in most states, potentially resulting in serious accidents, substantial fines, and significant RV damage. Extended slide-outs create multiple safety hazards. They increase your vehicle width beyond the standard 8.5-foot legal limit, risk collisions with roadside objects and other vehicles, destabilize your RV by shifting its center of gravity, create dangerous wind resistance, and can severely damage slide-out mechanisms, tracks, and seals. The legal repercussions are equally serious. California imposes fines up to $1,000 for width violations, Florida penalizes drivers $100 to $300, Texas authorities ticket for lane obstruction, and New York issues $150 fines with potential license points. Accidents involving extended slide-outs may void insurance coverage, even if the other party shares fault. Despite these risks, some RVers drive with extended slide-outs due to ignorance, poor preparation, convenience for short moves, or mechanical failures. To avoid problems, incorporate slide-out checks into your pre-trip routine, inspect thoroughly before moving, install reminder labels, maintain mechanisms properly, and use safety locks. If a slide-out becomes stuck, never continue driving on public roads. Pull over safely, call for professional assistance, check your manual for override procedures, and mark your location with warning indicators if necessary. Always retract slide-outs before travel, regardless of distance. Regular maintenance prevents malfunctions, and honest communication with authorities is essential if stopped. The safety risks and legal consequences make driving with extended slide-outs a practice to avoid completely. Transporting firewood across state or county lines might seem innocent, but this practice poses severe ecological risks and often violates the law. Moving firewood from one location to another can spread destructive invasive pests like the emerald ash borer, Asian longhorned beetle, and gypsy moth that devastate native forests and trees. Firewood frequently harbors insects, fungi, and pathogens invisible to the naked eye. Even healthy-looking wood can contain larvae, eggs, or fungal spores that, when transported to new areas, can decimate local tree populations. The emerald ash borer alone has killed tens of millions of ash trees across the Midwest and Northeast. Legal consequences for transporting firewood illegally are substantial. Federal regulations impose fines up to $1,000 for moving wood from quarantined zones without permits. State penalties vary widely. New York charges up to $250 per violation. California fines up to $1,000 for quarantine violations. Michigan starts at $500 for restricted zone transport. And Wisconsin charges up to $200 for bringing non-certified wood into state parks. Common violations include purchasing firewood at home and taking it to distant campgrounds, collecting backyard wood for state park use, transporting leftover wood between campsites, and using uncertified firewood from roadside vendors. To stay compliant, always buy firewood within 10 miles of your destination. Look for kiln-dried, heat-treated, or certified pest-free labels. Leave unused wood behind and burn all wood you bring. Many parks offer on-site firewood to prevent invasive species spread. Consider alternatives like compressed logs, propane fire pits, or manufactured firewood when local options aren't available. If caught transporting firewood illegally, cooperate with authorities who may confiscate the wood or direct you to disposal sites. Protecting our forests requires mindful firewood practices, a small effort that makes a tremendous ecological difference. Breaking one of these RV laws could cost you big. Don't let it happen to you. Have you ever been fined for breaking one of these? Drop your story in the comments. We'd love to hear from you. And before you go, make sure to check out the next video for more essential RV insights. Stay safe out there.